Morning, everybody. Gosh, there are a lot of you here. This is fantastic. Right, so, National Parking Platform. Most of the people in here aren't from the world of parking, from what I understand. So I may have to go and give a little bit of background here to begin with. But can I start with a question for the audience? I'd like to go, we've got a huge number of people here. It would be a shame to miss the chance. I want to know the most number of parking apps someone's got on their phone, they think. Can I have hands up if you've got 5 on your phone, you think? Okay, 6? 7? I see a 7 at the back. Okay, let's go 8. Anyone going to 8? I think we might have a 1, 2. Anyone for 9? Okay, I think we have a winner on 8 in that case. Congratulations, you have the worst life of anyone in this room in terms of parking. Anthony talked about theory of practice. About 12 months ago, we were having lots of internal discussions about something here. Isn't it? This isn't February, is it? It's 24. 12 months ago, we were having a lot of discussions about this, about what we could be doing to try and straighten out parking. We have known there's been a problem in this world for a while. The reason why you've got too many apps on your phone right now is because cashless parking was brought to this country as just another local authority service. It was something which people wanted to roll out because it was useful to have in your area, which is true, and it is great that you can pay for parking without having to have a pocket full of coins or a card to hand or finding a meter or whatever it might be. But the implication of how we did this is it's quite chaotic, it's quite mixed up. No one ever thought about how this would fit together as a system, and you end up with what we've got on the screen just there right now, a world in which you have to have one app to park in one place, and that will change as soon as you go and cross a boundary line, whether it's from one local authority to another, whether it's from one operator to another. It doesn't go and join up, it doesn't have any coherence, and users find this incredibly frustrating. I love getting the occasional viral tweet where someone has got 100,000 likes for the message of, this really could be better. So we're making it better. What we are doing is creating something that sits in the middle of this relationship. I call it a switchboard, but I'm told this makes me terribly old. It's a hub, an exchange, whatever you want to think of it. So that everybody who is a parking operator, who plugs into the National Parking Platform, puts their parking on together as one group, and all the service providers, the apps and other payment takers, can plug into that and get it all in one go. So that all those parking operators get all those service providers and vice versa. It's a very big structural change. It sounds terribly kind of tiny on one level, but it means things like users can pick their app. It means that you don't have to have the same kind of level of procurement going on round and round again to get just one provider, which might go and turn your entire parking universe upside down if you change your provider as a parking operator. It means you don't have to go and invest in having an app that you don't really want to have if you are a small parking operator. It means you can get into the system if you're somebody who's small. And I should be really clear about this. It would have helped if that had worked. It's not an app. Government is not building a parking app for us to go and take over from the Ringos and the pay-by-phones and others of the world. That would be a very bad use of our resources and our time. We would not make as good a parking app as all the people who specialize in having that user interface. What we are doing is linking up the existing apps, the existing parking, in a new and different and better way. Now, this system is already working. It's not something which is in theory. In fact, who turned up on yesterday in the middle of the afternoon? Did anybody see this sign? Yeah, fantastic. In that case, you know it works because you used it. I'll keep holding this up because some of you haven't seen it before. This is as simple as the National Parking Platform fundamentally is. We just make sure that there is a code everyone can use. We hook up all the apps, and you can pay with any single one of them. Now, it sounds incredibly underwhelming. Probably in terms of things that I've worked on in my career, this is the thing that's simultaneously possibly the most exciting and definitely the most underwhelming to use in the flesh. But I would challenge you to say, the experience I want you to look forward to is in 5 years' time, when we've got this everywhere, going somewhere where it doesn't exist. And then all of a sudden saying, what? You mean I can't use them all? What's going on here? It'll be like going to America and trying to use a bank card. That moment of suddenly thinking, God, the world is a different and worse place than I realized. So, we are going to make sure that this is running in the flesh. It's already running in 7 locations. We'll be going to, I think, another 2, hopefully next month, for our early access pilots. But this is just kind of the warm-up act in some ways. We've got it in. It started in Manchester in 2021. It's been running for since that time. It's going on for its 3rd birthday later this year in pilot terms. We've never had a serious technical problem, so it kind of works. And all these places are coming on board one by one. We have, I think, about 0.5 going on 1% of the national market running through the pilot already. And that means that all the big apps are already connected. It means the enforcement system is already in place. It means equipment manufacturers are desperate to try and make sure that they can hook up, and we're very keen to make sure we create the right landing zone for that. And data analysts similarly are seeing a huge pile of data that's coming together for the first time and really keen to do something with it they couldn't do before. Now, there's a long list of benefits. You'll be pleased to know I'm not going to go through these one by one. Because, however, this is an audience that's about technology, I want to pick out two in particular. It's a big change to the cashless parking market to go and be able to bring competition in between different suppliers. It means people, the way we've organized this in the past, a series of monopoly procurements. If you have 100% of a market guaranteed, you don't tend to go and think about how you can go and serve people in different and better ways. You sit on that monopoly and you run it out. By opening up the market, we create an opportunity for people to make new interfaces with how parking works. I always used to say, it was one of the strangest things about parking in the UK. We had apps, we had no app for disabled motorists. Good news, we're going to have an app for disabled motorists. We know one's under development now with Motability. So that means that small proportion of a very large UK market is going to be better served by the MPP being in place. And if you're a local authority coming onto the system, you get those benefits just by virtue of signing up to the MPP and doing nothing else. And it's also worth highlighting one data stream for all. That is also a very big deal, because by being able to standardize around this new standard, APDS, it's called, Alliance of Parking Data Standards, we will be able to go and join up all the equipment that's coming onto the system, so it's much more plug and play than it currently is. All the functionality you'd like to have links in with all those existing players, and it will neatly work with everything else. There won't be special building, special testing, special this, that, and the other to go and make it operate. The system will work more smoothly for us all. It's also going to grow. We have started with this with particularly local authority parking, because we know that's something that fits together well, and something which has a kind of coherence to give us our critical mass to show this is real. And we're doing very well in getting people on board for that, by the way. But we are looking to try and bring it to other things in due course. We know that what we've built here is going to fit in neatly with a variety of other challenges. I remember a real headache a couple of years ago in the department with clean air zones. How do you get people to pay for that? We had to go through a lot of faff and get a contract in place and yada, 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 yada. That sort of thing fits very neatly inside of the MPP. Dartford, other bridge tolls, they fit neatly inside of the system because they're all talking about the same thing, being in a place, in a time, in a vehicle, having paid some money. If you can make all those things work together, you aren't dealing with a parking system, you're dealing with a road access system, road payment system. We've modelled a lot of this in the Netherlands, what they do over there. And there, they have a system in place already. 12 out of every 13 transactions going through there aren't about parking, even though it's notionally a parking system. It's about checking off things like access for residents, checking off the ability to get into a car park if you're a worker somewhere or something like that. So you are able to go and put a lot more things through the system, and we've built this so that it will unlock that value step by step. I'll particularly draw your attention to EV charging. Our Secretary of State was keen that we include that in our pitch because if you think it's bad having a pocket full of apps for parking, try driving an EV. All of this means we are on track to get this thing up and running. We set a goal of October, last October. 12 months is not a long time in the civil service, and I am constantly reminded of this fact, particularly when I look at our project plan. But we are on track to get this done. We should hopefully be able to start offering people formal membership from May. We'll be testing from July. We'll have full operations in place, fingers crossed, from October. This is about when we ask people to join, and if you are here from a local authority, please do come and talk to us about joining. It's more than just parking. You're joining into a future, and that future has a lot of benefits that just fall to you by virtue of how this market grows. APDS is a game-changing standard, and the MPP is your gateway. Think APDS. This is going to be a big story for how this part of the world works. And this is the nice bit. We think we've been able to make the system free to use for local authorities. If you register with us before 31st of March, we've been waiving the joining fee. If you come and talk to us afterwards, we might be able to do the same deal here again today. There's no membership fee for local authorities, and the transaction fee is paid by users, and it's not big. It's about 2p per transaction, we reckon, and that's hopefully going to get covered by existing efficiencies elsewhere in the market. We have a number of people here in the room today from Team MPP, so if you could put your hands up when I mention your name. Martin, Michelle, they're both over there, and Clara, are you here as well? I'm sorry, I can't see much of the light on my face, apologies. Eyes over there in the back, underneath the large light, thank you. And also Graham, this is the legendary Graham Hansen. Okay, again, I'm half blind up here. We're all here. Come grab one of us, come talk to us. Do get on the system. It will be a great opportunity to join here and now. Thank you very much.